Hello and welcome to BERNAMA today with me, Surati Sanusi, and my handsome co-host.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that.
Always a pleasure to have him on air with me.
It's mutual, understand?
All right, so, it's a Thursday.
Yeah, it's a Thursday.
It's the 12th of July. And
we're also on other platforms, right?
Oh, yes, we are, yes. So if you are watching us on Astro 502, you can also watch us on Unified TV at 631 or My TV at 121. Or if you're on the go, you can always turn on to BERNAMA.com or our YouTube channel.
Catch us everywhere.
Right? Okay, so first of all, we would like to talk about something which I have already
No.
I mean, I've already predicted.
Right? that is causing me a bit of a
okay, someone's not
today.
really happy this morning, but I am because I have predicted it. I said when we finally saw the final four, I said it's going to be Belgium and Croatia. Unfortunately, Belgium did not go in. France did.
Yeah.
But I'm
unhappy that England didn't do it because they've scored the first goal.
They did, true.
When we got complacent, I think.
Not only that, I keep telling everyone, England could not do not do well under pressure. They have to think, oh, we might lose this game, then they'll win. But if they think they can win, this is what happened this morning. So basically, England lost to Croatia 1-2, which gives the final tickets to Croatia
to meet France.
Right.
So, but I think it's a well-deserved win for Croatia.
Yes, they do.
It's a well-deserved win.
Right. Congratulations. But of course, we will see another game before the final. It's between England and Belgium for the third place.
That's right.
That's going to happen, if I'm not mistaken, on Friday or Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
The game is on Sunday, I think.
Oh, that's the final on Sunday.
They say it's going to be one before the other.
Before that. So we'll see about that. Yes. So moving on from there, or still on the World Cup. So apparently the police has already bust 589 bookies nationwide over World Cup betting. Are you one of those?
No.
That's why you're very upset this morning.
No. I'm just an ardent fan of England.
Right.
Because I watch them, you know, the EPL and all that. And I love how they play.
Right.
But then again, I guess the luck is not on their side.
Always not on their side.
But I'm not one of the bookies.
Right.
Set the record straight.
Right. Because I kept hearing a couple of days after they won the game against the previous game, they kept saying, oh, the trophy's going to go home, the trophy's going to go home. Yeah, they go home.
Yeah. It's called the golden generation because they are meant to bring back the trophy. They're a young group.
True.
You know, young group. But a lot of, I think, hopes were put on them, were placed on them. But I guess it's not too big.
I see a similarity between England and Malaysian team. We don't work, we don't do well under pressure. We don't. We don't.
It's a mental
Every time we think that we could win, we don't win.
Right.
Every time we think, no, we're not gonna win this, we win.
It's not the skill, it's the mental.
It's a mental game.
The mental aspect of things.
True. Right, moving on from there.
No more World Cup. No more. There's another World Cup.
Okay, this is another World Cup, but this is on tennis.
Right.
So Grand Slam Wimbledon also has reached its semi-finals.
Right.
So the biggest upset in the quarterfinal was the South African Kevin Anderson, who beats Roger Federer.
I pity Kevin Anderson because under the World Cup fanfare, this thing is like
he lost his fame.
Because this is a big thing.
Right, it is.
Beating Roger Federer.
Right.
It's like the king being beaten.
Right,
but
true.
Nobody knows.
Notice, it's a World Cup, unfortunately for him. But we would like to see him in the semi-finals, yes? So moving on from there, of course, we would like to talk about our Tabung Harapan.
Yes.
As of 11th July at 3 p.m., our Tabung, our fund has reached 144,636,944
31 cents.
31, still with a 1 cent. Okay, so that's a nice number. So we hope to see more of us to contribute to the Tabung Harapan.
Is there an expiry date to this Tabung Harapan? Is it
well, everybody was asking about this. They said we should have an expiry date on this because it's not right to have it all year long. But they have yet to announce when this would end. But of course, we would like more donations to be contributed into the fund.
It is, but is there like an expiry date or is there like a ceiling amount?
Probably either one. But it's good that we know where to stop.
Right, we need to know.
Right? Okay, moving on from there. this is the latest news that we had.
Right.
So Anthony Loke is the new DAP parliamentary leader.
Minister of Transportation
I know, right?
is the new DAP parliamentary leader, replacing the old leader in the form of Lim Kit Siang.
Yes.
Right. So he was said to be chosen by the Central Working Committee because of his seniority in DAP.
Right.
He is a young
He
guy.
is. We should have young leaders now.
Yes.
You know, it's about time that we need to change some of the ideas and mentality and the way we see how our country should flourish in the future.
It's just acceptance of the new ideas.
Right.
I guess new people do not have that mental block yet.
Right,
maybe.
right.
So they're open.
Right. We're not stuck at one point and one point only. So they see more things. They have the technology. They see things that old people like myself couldn't
Don't
see.
say old. It's not so old.
Okay, mature people like us.
people.
Right. Okay.
Old is not a taboo word.
Right. So moving on from there, okay, this is about people with children. Apparently, parents are asked not to send their children to school if they have symptoms of hand, foot and mouth disease, or also known as HFMD.
Right.
So this was said by Johor Health, Environment and Agriculture Chairman Dr. Shahrudin Jamal. He advised people or parents not to go to classes if they have the symptoms. And according to him, parents, teachers can also carry out cleaning or disinfection activities by spraying disinfectants on chairs, tables and toys of their children and their pupils.
To me personally, it's not just HFMD.
Okay.
If you have normal cold,
right?
You know, you're
Fever,
under the weather. I think the parents should play their part,
right?
Not to infect other children,
right? And I have also seen parents that actually, you know, let their children go to school when they have chickenpox.
Exactly. I mean, what's the idea of that? You can miss one day.
Believe it.
But you're infecting the whole class.
Right. Oh no, because I have I seen a few parents who actually send their children after they had chickenpox. They say, oh no, this is just scabs. So that should be fine. They do not know that's the worst part, because with that scab,
that is infectious.
Very much infectious, contagious. Right. Moving on from there. So this is not a very happy story, but before we go to this story, we have to go to a commercial break.
Okay.
Right. So stay tuned.
Come right back.
Today on BERNAMA News Channel. And welcome back to BERNAMA Today with me, Sue and Zaini on a Thursday. Right, before we went for a break, we were talking about, we wanted to tell you about, which is a not so good story. So several other parents whose children died at the hands of a negligent babysitters are planning to appeal their cases following the tragic murder of a 5-month-old baby, Adam Raikal Muhammad Sufi Naif, whose body was found in a freezer.
In a freezer. I guess this case has brought about a few things.
Yes.
One, I mean, the previous cases have been highlighted again. And another one is that the government may be making it compulsory to have daycare centers.
Right.
So Adam Raikal, hopefully his death is not in futile. Right. So he's caused a few things to be done in a positive manner.
Right. Not only that, I think, okay, I understand some stay-at-home moms would like to be babysitter, you know, just to earn some money, ringgit here and there. But I guess for those, I mean, to me, make it a compulsory for parents who like to be mothers, especially who likes to be a babysitter, to go for a short course.
Training,
Make a short course so that they would know what is right, what is wrong, what their rights as a babysitter as well, and what would happen in when there's an emergency, things happening.
I think they should be filtered.
True.
I mean, if you look, some of the babysitters have some cases, they are under certain. I mean, they have been convicted before. I mean, I've heard about those kind of cases. I mean, they should be filtered by the authorities.
Right. And not only that, my producer just told me that the government might be having their own small nursery at in every department, which is really, really good, so that the parents will not skip work because of their children, and you know, attendance would be great, right? And they could see their children as well at the office.
It creates closeness, I guess.
True.
You know, family closeness.
Right. So moving on from there,
story.
okay, of course, this is the wanted person,
the infamous Jolo.
Jolo.
Where is Jolo? That is the current question now on everybody's mind. He's said to be in Hong Kong, then in Macau, then in mainland China.
Right.
But the Chinese officials are saying he's not on mainland China.
He's not?
Where is he?
Maybe they couldn't find him.
Maybe he's on his yacht.
Right, right. But the thing is, I would like to actually applaud him for because he has managed to
elude
himself from the police.
Right.
Unlike someone we know who went and cut their hair, right, and get caught because he wanted to have a nice hair.
I think okay. I mean, it's a different strategy.
Right.
One was successful, one was not so successful.
Right.
I guess, but the thing is that they're looking for Jolo. I mean, on a serious note,
right.
I mean, he has to come back and face the music, so-called.
Right, and explain to us. Probably there's something that we do not know.
Yeah.
Right.
Just clear yourself. Clear your name.
Right. Okay. Moving on from there, we would like to talk about Grab.
Grab. E-hailing.
True. So Grab said the Transport Ministry did not consult it before announcing that the e-hailing services would be subject to the same regulations as taxis.
A lot of calls have been made by the normal taxi drivers that they have lost a lot of businesses or the livelihood
due to the
e-hailing. Now mainly only Grab because they joined or merged with Uber.
Yes.
So now they are making it a level playing field. You know, so everyone has to go for maybe they're just going to get a license, going to get their cars checked every now and then. So it's on level playing field. But Grab is saying they have not been consulted.
Yeah.
But then again, it's a prerogative of the ministry, of the government to do that, right?
So that means what? The Grab people, they need to have PSV now?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the nitty-gritty of it, but then again, it's going to make the level playing field for the rest of the taxi drivers.
It's not only that. I think the other part of it is that we also know that the Grab drivers are they're not insured.
They're not.
Right? Yeah. So as remember a week ago or 2 weeks ago when we had that case on a Grab driver who was killed while he was doing his rounds.
It highlighted the issue.
Right. So probably that will be the reasons why the minister or the ministry would like to do such thing.
Yeah, one of the reasons, I think. Another one is the livelihood of the normal taxi drivers.
Right. Moving on from there, some politics for you. So for the first time since the formation of Barisan Nasional, UMNO will be contesting under its own party logo.
UMNO logo.
Nice.
This is a by-election in Sungai Kandis, whereby the incumbent, he passed away. So they're going to do the by-election soon. So a lot of things are happening. UMNO passing, they're coming together, but then they're not. So we will see what's going to happen.
But it's really interesting to see that UMNO finally using its own party logo for this by-election.
I think it's testing its ground. It's testing
see whether they're still famous or not, they're still wanted or not.
They're accepted by the public.
Right. Okay, moving on from there, we would like to talk about the LRT3. So the Cabinet has given the go-ahead for the continuation of the 37-kilometre long LRT3 project. But the final cost has been reduced by 47%. That's a lot. That's almost 50%. So, okay, fine. So now it goes down to 16.63 billion ringgit. Okay, so this was made by Prasarana, who told the Cabinet that the cost would be, so they save about 15.02 billion ringgit. See, then this question.
Begs the question.
Yes. How could it start with that amount of money when it could be slashed almost half?
Well, what I heard from the grapevine is that they are redesigning it.
Okay.
Redesigning meaning maybe they're making it smaller.
Okay.
I mean, those are one of the things or one of the ideas maybe to cut the cost. But then again, I'm not sure whether that will constitute 15 billion ringgit of cost saving.
That's a lot.
But I mean, like it's begging everybody's question.
Right.
But then again, I mean, it's for the people, I guess, for the overall macro, micro advantage of reducing the 1 trillion ringgit.
Right. Yeah. And talking about the LRTC, I cycle almost everywhere. But the thing is, this is one thing that I would like to talk to Prasarana about. Make it available for cyclists to actually bring their bicycle into the train without concerning about the time. They said we could bring the bicycle in
certain time.
Right,
non-peak
but
season,
only non-peak hours, right?
But then again, I mean, a lot of things, these things have been done in the UK and all that.
Yes, I love
But they have a certain places for the bicycle.
Right.
But so now they are convertible bicycle now.
Right.
No, foldable, I would say.
Right. But even then, they said only during off-peak hours. So what I'm trying to say is that, make it an okay for us to use the bicycle.
Cyclist lovers.
Right.
I mean, she's a cyclist.
Right. So with that, we have to go for a short break. And when we come back, we have Michael Raj to talk about
business analyst, right?
Yes.
Right.
To talk about some things happening with our economy right here on BERNAMA today. So stay tuned.
Be right back.
And welcome back to BERNAMA today with me, Sue. And of course, we have Michael Raj. It's Thursday, a business analyst or a host on his own show called Biz Talk. Of course, today we would like to talk about the Look East policy. We've discussed about this, I think, a couple of weeks ago. We've discussed about Look East policy. So apparently, you have good news to talk about.
Yeah.
What is it about?
Because I think when the Prime Minister, his first maiden visit after becoming Prime Minister again, after May 10th, was to Japan, where he sort of talked that they wanted to revive the Look East policy because he himself had embraced the Look East policy in 1981. You see, that sort of leapfrogged Malaysia's industrialization master plan, and from that he launched the IMP Industrial Master Plan. He was able to do the Proton Saga project, and also he attracted a lot of Japanese investments into Malaysia. That is why we have National Panasonic, we have Suzuki, all the car manufacturers and all the electronics firms are in town, especially in the Klang Valley and in Penang, where they employ a lot of Malaysians in semiconductor operations. You see, somehow or other, when after Dr. Mahathir stepped down in the first time, Look East policy I think took a back seat. So now when he went again in June for the Nikkei conference, he met the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, and they sort of revived the Look East policy. And now the Japanese foreign minister was in town yesterday, and he met our foreign minister, Saifuddin Abdullah. So that is sort of rejuvenating, you see, crystallizing the Look East policy 2.0.
Right. Okay, talking about Look East policy, back then it was, okay, we see how it flourished, how it had helped Malaysian economy. But is it still relevant now?
It's relevant, but it has to take a different form.
Okay.
One of the things that we have to avoid is that the Look East policy was not like totally successful in its entirety. There was time when Dr. Mahathir was critical because he felt that Japan was not transferring technology to Malaysia, you see. But now we have the fourth industrial revolution, automation, artificial intelligence. So these things are really taking hold of the economy. So we have to have input the Look East policy in a different form. So we need Japanese investments, though that's important. So I think from what I see, there's been a lot of meetings. We had the JAC team with JETRO, with the Japanese embassy. I think we will see a lot of Japanese investments coming into Malaysia and in areas, new areas, maybe new precision areas, and in a manner that will mutually benefit, the benefits will be mutual. That means Malaysia gains and Japan gains, because one of the complaints during the early days was that although Japan was investing a lot in Malaysia, but the transfer of technology was questionable. At the same time, Japan was only taking the big projects, you know. And when Dr. Mahathir introduced the Look East policy, he was not just talking about Japan. He was also talking about Korea and Taiwan. And even in Korea in the early days, when they came, they take the big projects like the Penang Bridge 2 project and those kind of things. See? So what is important now is to have invite investments in small and medium scale industries, in online shopping, for instance, you know. So those things, and automation, those are important. So it has to take a different form. 2.0, it cannot be the same way that we did last time, is it? So, and the other important aspect is that railway technology. There's a lot of benefits that we can accrue by learning from Japan. So I think they are very famous with the Shinkansen fast rail, high-speed rail, right? And we have a lot of rail projects with
coming
the LRT. You mentioned about the LRT just now, the MRT, and then we have the ECRL, you know, the HSR and all that. If you notice this, after during the Pakatan Harapan Manifesto, they sort of cancel all these projects.
Yes, they
you
did.
notice over some time, there's been a lot of
changes, change of
we will
minds.
review, because you just cannot cancel infrastructure project that benefits the people. Now, one of the contentions was that the cost was too high.
Yes.
So you can notice, like what you mentioned just now, the
LRT3 slashed almost 50%.
And he is asking for ECRL also to be reviewed, and cost can be come down. And the HSR, you see, it has not been awarded yet, but for all intents and purposes, under the previous administration, you may have gone to China, you see. So now the options are still open.
Right.
Singapore has agreed to take up more of the costs.
Right.
And maybe we can bring Japan in for the Shinkansen technology to be used for the high-speed rail between Kuala Lumpur and Singapore.
Right.
So those are the important things and new features we have to consider as far as the Look East Policy 2.0 is concerned.
Right.
You know.
Right. So even though it's Look East Policy 2.0, but it still looks like that we still favor Japan so much. East means we have Koreans and we have the Chinese as well.
Yeah.
So why aren't we including everyone? We know South Korean is doing really, really well in technology. They have Samsung and all these things, which we could also tap in. But why are we concentrating so much on one country where we can actually include everyone in the East?
So that was a big issue the last few years, where the previous administration sort of emphasized excessively on China, you know.
Yeah.
And when you break down China's participation in Malaysia, they were in projects all over the country, you see. So there was too much of dependence on one country. You must never put all your eggs in one basket. You must understand that when Dr. Mahathir introduced the Look East policy in 1981, the reason was because of Japan. From total destruction after World War II, it managed to revive itself and became one of the second most powerful economy in the world. And keep in mind that Japan has got very little resources.
True.
Yeah, we have lots of resources. We've got palm oil, we got oil, we got land, we got water.
But we lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge.
Japanese, as we know, they are very hardworking people and they have discipline, right? And they like to learn things that nobody would think about, which we are lacking in.
So that's why Dr. Mahathir is stressing that one of the things that you should learn from Japan is the work ethics and the culture. So basically, he was asking us to be more industrious.
Right.
So industriousness is a key element for Malaysia to move up. That is why he says that for Malaysia to become a developed nation, I think 2020 no longer the target because we sort of deviated the last few years. So it will take longer. So the important thing is to become a developed nation. Now we need Japanese investments. We need transfer of technology in new areas. And above all, we need money.
True.
Because that is why one of the reasons that he went to Japan was to talk about yen credits.
Yes.
So yen credits, I think, is to get it at concessionary rates. It's cheaper than loans from the market. And I sort of sympathize with the new government. Instead of developing the economy and putting in projects for the people, they are actually cleaning up the mess left by the earlier government and trying to restructure the loans. And the question is, will they have money to undertake development projects?
True.
So which is why now it's important that we go and seek yen credits at a cheaper level for our development projects, you know.
Right. But okay, talking about the Look East policy, everything looks handy dandy, everything looks fine and healthy, but of course there is something bad about it. Is there anything bad about the Look East policy?
Okay, I think every policy starts out very well, but during implementation, I think they were taking advantage. I think one of the things that there was no real transfer of technology. There was a lot of assembly operations, light industrial training, but real hardcore knowledge on precision engineering. For example, if you wanted to have Mitsubishi in Proton, there was not much of transfer of technology.
True.
There was, but unless of
very
course,
limited, yeah.
But then the question also is that a car company will not try to share its trade secrets.
True.
Unless of course it's got what they call controlling shareholding. You see, like even China's Geely only owns 49%, but that is almost like a controlling shareholding. You see, so at least then it will transfer some of its technology here. But in Japanese companies, no, they will want to own 100%.
True.
And they want the loan to be a yen loan.
Right.
And they want you to fly Japan Airlines. The materials must come from Japan.
True.
So this was evident those days.
Back then.
But on a smaller scale. But now the economy has expanded. And the same thing happened to China. There were even reports of Chinese workers coming to Malaysia. We have so many workers here. Do we need Chinese workers?
True.
You see?
True.
So these are all the things that we need to look at to ensure that when we have some relationship with a foreign power like Japan, Japan, I think it should be mutually beneficial, and there should not be any like taking advantage of our liabilities, and because we are in a weak position. We are really weak right now because our ringgit is going to go down to 4.10 by the end of the year. We import a lot, we have to pay more. Then let's not even talk about the 1 trillion debts, and we have to keep on paying for the next about 10 years. You see? So it's a big headache for the Minister of Finance. But I think going to Japan, look is policy 2.0. I think that's the way to go, but in a way that's really good,
Right. Okay, thank you so much, Michael, for being with us and talking about the Look East policy. And with that, we have to go for a short break. So stay tuned to BERNAMA News Channel. It's all about you.
Hello, welcome to BNC. We are BERNAMA today. My name is Zaini Yohi with my beautiful co-host.
Oi. Right, Sureti Sanusi on a Thursday. It's the 12th of July.
Right, already 12.
Yes, it is.
And the World Cup is going to the climax.
Finals, yes.
Right? So the 15th.
Right, why he's reminding me this, because he was really unhappy this morning.
I'm still unhappy.
Knowing that England did not qualify to go to the finals.
Right, I think they played well, but I think they got complacent after they scored the first goal.
Right.
But now it's between Croatia and France in the final.
Right. Which I have predicted half of it. I predicted half of it. I said Belgium and Croatia, but it's France and Croatia. But I think it's going to go to France, I think.
I think it's going to be France.
Based on paper, it would say France. I would say France.
But then again, do not
underestimate Croatia. They might just come out with magic and they might just score. We do not know.
They have good players as well. Rakitic, Mandzukic and all that. Yeah?
Right.
These are Croatian
of course, if you are still a fan of England, you can also watch them still when they will be fighting for the third place. With Belgium.
With Belgium. Again, they're going to meet Belgium again.
All
right.
Right.
Still with World Cup, the cops or the police, PDRM, has busted 589 bookies nationwide. They are going around getting. I think they confiscated about 400,000 ringgit odd.
Right.
So I think it's a big thing.
And a couple of days ago, I think our own Royal Malaysia Police have also busted bookies for the World Cup, and I saw a lot of handphones and money going around. Apparently, someone lost a lot of money because apparently this World Cup was not the team that we have expected,
I mean,
anticipated.
Gambling is just like that.
Right.
You will have the winners and you have losers.
Right.
So, I mean, this World Cup has given a bit of a. It did not highlight the Wimbledon, the Grand Slam.
That's another one.
When an underdog by the name of Kevin Anderson, I'm not mistaken, beaten Roger Federer.
A South African.
A South African, right?
Beating Roger Federer.
Right. So
who would have thought?
I mean, no one knows who Kevin Anderson for now, and no one will still know because of the World Cup.
Because of the World Cup, we do not know.
But kudos to him.
Right, and we hope he does his best for the finals or the semi-finals. He's in the semi-finals. And of course, before we end our points of the day, we would like to talk about our Tabung Harapan. As of 11th July at 3 p.m, we have 144,636,944
and let me do this, 31 cents.
Oh, he likes the cents.
Someone contributes 31 cents.
Yeah, but
congratulations. Every cent counts.
Right.
And the last one, before we go on a break, Anthony Loke, our Minister of Transportation, has been appointed as DAP Parliamentary Secretary, Parliamentary Leader, in the Parliament. The sitting is 16 July.
And replacing Lim Kit Siang.
Lim Kit Siang. He's a young person, he's 41 years old, but he is a senior leader in DAP.
Right. So he should feel honored, for someone very young, given such position. He has to take care of the party now, which I said it's a good thing that I think every party should have young leaders.
Young blood.
True.
He's a young one, but he's not so young in the politics side.
Right.
Okay, we're not going to break yet, so I was mistaken there.
Okay.
We're going to talk about something that brought a lot of attention to Thailand, right? And a lot of attention to humanity itself, right? So this is the rescue of the wild boars, the 12 football players,
plus
from
their
Thailand,
coach.
plus their coach, 13 of them were stuck in the cave system for, I think,
Tham Luang Non Nan Cave.
I mean, you said it well.
Okay.
I think for a good 2 weeks.
They did. Right. It was actually, we were all on edge, to see that the boys would be safe. rescued everyone safely.
Right.
But unfortunately, during the course of rescuing, one of the rescuers, a Navy SEAL from Thailand, succumbed to the rescue, during the rescue, which he was also given an honor for what he has done for in terms of the rescuing.
Right. So it started June 23rd, and I think it's ended.
Yeah.
So it ended in a good note, except for the casualty.
Right. And what I like about this, that the whole world came into one place just to help up the boys, because you can see Elon Musk actually did something. You know, if you know who Elon Musk is, he has so many things to talk about. He has rockets to to take off and things like that. But given some time to take care or to give his opinion on how to save the boys was something
extricate them
very much.
So these are the faces, you know, behind the scene, the volunteers and all that, or whatnots. I think behind the scene, or not only, this is one of the British persons,
divers,
right,
who helped out,
and he's also well known. He discovered the cave.
I see.
He discovered the cave, so I think congratulations to him. And
by discovering the cave. I think I saw the video when he asked, how many of you are there? And then someone said 13. That was a really emotional thing for me, because they managed to find all boys safe and sound.
Just imagine, they were living in darkness for 14 days, no food, but they were still strong in spirit.
And apparently, thanks to the coach, who apparently asked them to meditate. You know, being a Buddhist, asked the boys to meditate and just be strong inside, and that what kept them alive inside the cave.
This person right now on the screen, she gave free lunch, is it?
No. She actually
washed
gave,
their clothes.
For the
laundry.
rescuers. So she says, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't save them. I'm not a diver, she says. So the least I could do is let me wash all their clothes.
She did her part.
She did her part.
Very much. There are a lot of unsung heroes out there.
Yes,
not only them. I think also the ferried people to the site and all that.
They did.
You know, the cyclists or the motorcyclists. And these are two of the British rescuers who saved the boys. And also from Australia, there's one doctor, Dr. Richard Harris, if I'm not mistaken. He was in the system, checking each boy before ferrying them out. So he was there all through. So these are the heroes, which I think the real meaning of heroes, not the Iron Man and all that.
What I can't wait is that I know there will be a movie about this. I can guarantee you there will be a movie about this.
Talking about that, there is there is a planned movie of this cave. Adventure or escapade that the Hollywood is planning. I mean, I'm not surprised because this got the world attention.
It has everything. It has kids. It has the elements of emotions, the scuba diving,
danger,
everything,
death,
yes,
you know, and the camaraderie of everybody,
of
the friendship, the world attention.
It's just, it's a plot for a good movie.
Hopefully they do it as is and not just put in things which are not there.
I bet you they'll put some elements of love inside, you know. So probably the coach is in a relationship with someone else else is waiting outside, you know. We may see that, but
do not do a Titanic.
Well, it is. You like Titanic.
I love Titanic, but it meant too much on the love scene.
And remember they did another, I forgot the name of the movie. They did one based on the tsunami.
Yes.
Remember?
Aceh,
they did a movie on that. I think one of the actors was an Australian actress, I forgot her name. So they did that as a movie as well. So I would assume there would be a movie about this. I think it will come up next year during springtime.
I mean, a lot of movies, have been focusing on maybe on the Caucasian actors, but this mainly are, the Thai people and all that. But then again, there are the people from Britain, from Australia, and all. But this is like a world movie. It's not just one basic race. But if you're talking about Hollywood,
now everybody knows about Hollywood. They will always put some Caucasian, being the Thais, being Chinese and things like that, which we all do not like.
I think the Brad Pitt will be the, the savior. No?
Probably the 25-year-old boy. We do not know.
Brad Pitt.
Hi.
Okay, that's
right.
wonderful. Okay, so with that, Sue,
Right.
okay, we'll go on a short commercial break, but we'll come back. I will be with you with a guest of us talking about meditation.
Oh, okay, right. So stay
we'll
tuned
right
to
back.
BERNAMA today.
See you right back. Welcome back to BERNAMA today. My name is Zaini Yohi. We all go through our lives, thinking everything is about the world, about our jobs, about our family, about our friends and everything. But have we stopped thinking once, maybe, to think about our own selves, our own self-esteem, which we build around ourselves? But to me, it's an elusive word, self-esteem. So today we have invited, especially for you, I think a speaker which is well known for self-esteem development. Welcome, Mr. Yogesh Sharda, personal development trainer, workshop facilitator to BERNAMA today.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So, self-esteem. I took a lot of courses in philosophy and all that. You're talking about Maslow's theory and all that. So the apex is self-esteem, self-actualization actually.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about self-esteem, what is self-esteem? Is it a part and parcel of self-confidence?
Self-confidence is one of the offshoots of self-esteem.
Right.
And self-esteem is essentially based upon how you see yourself, how you value yourself.
Okay.
Now, usually people base their self-value upon either what they have or what they do. And that's a kind of self-esteem, but it's a very brittle self-esteem.
Yeah.
The kind of self-esteem I'm interested in, which I study and which I share and practice, is not based on what I have or what I do, but on who I am.
Right.
And that's possible for every person.
Then again, when you say self-esteem, self-confidence, some people take it to the limit. When you're too self-confident, they say you're bearing or you're falling on the edge of being too egoistic.
Yeah.
You fall into the trap of being too much into yourself.
Yeah.
So how do you balance it out?
Well, there's the sign of true self-esteem is humility. These two things go together.
Okay.
Now, when you go to an extreme of self-esteem, it changes into arrogance.
Right.
If you go into an extreme of humility, it becomes subservience.
I see.
And both of these things are the two faces of ego. So true self-esteem will be measured by humility in your attitude, in your approach to life and to other people.
Is there a measurement to this, or is it just how you feel about yourself? Is it more towards other people evaluating you, or you evaluate yourself being humility?
It's more about the comments that you get from other people and how stable your relationships are. So for example, if you find in your relationships there is harmony, there is kindness, there is the exchange of love and respect, it's a sign that you are balanced in self-esteem and humility.
Isn't that a bit of a subjective thing? Because harmony to one person is not so harmonious to the other person. So it is, in any relationship, is a two-way thing. You might think you're in harmony with yourself, but you're talking to someone who thinks you're not making her or him that harmony. So how do you balance that? And is it just about feeling good about yourself, that you've reached the self-esteem, the climax?
It's also about how useful you are to others and the comments and feedback you get from others about you. We all know in our relationships, there are some relationships where there is harmony, others there is tension.
Right.
For example, some people tend to avoid you, or some people don't want to cooperate with you.
Yeah.
So these are signs of the quality of my relationships with others, how they respond to me, and whether they actually enjoy my company or they wish to
So it's
stay
a
away.
lot about you assessing your own self through other people's actions.
That's one of the
when
ways.
they relate to you, because a lot of people, when they come to you, they might not tell how much they like you. They might just be acting in front of you, and at back of you, behind you, they will say things to other people. So you might get a wrong message about how you are being related to other people. Is that true?
Well, it's true, but we can ask ourselves this question: are people more happy when you come into a room, or are they more happy when you leave the room? So even without saying something, what's the energy you carry with you? Is it of positivity, lightness? Do you allow people to be themselves, or do people have to act and pretend in front of you?
You can feel it, right?
You can feel it, and over time you get to know.
Right. You you have a very interesting past. I mean, your childhood, you were born in Malawi, in an African state. Your mother is Indian?
Yeah, she was born in India at that time, which is now Pakistan.
Pakistan. So your father is Indian,
Yeah.
but you resided in England,
Yeah.
but now you're residing in Turkey.
Yeah.
So why the change? Why the change in environment? Is it just to acclimatize yourself with other people's cultures so that you can give them more benefit?
Well, of course, I moved from Africa to England in childhood, so that was one story.
Okay.
But when I moved to Turkey in '99, I was asked to come to help in self-development and meditation and self-awareness after a big earthquake.
All right.
So I gladly went there.
Well, it was a traumatic experience over there, right? Yeah.
It was, but I learned a huge amount also in the sense that underneath cultures and nationalities, we're all very similar. Everybody wants peace of mind.
Of course.
Everybody wants happiness in their hearts. And the exchange of love and respect in relationships.
I mean, talking to you, I mean, I have talked to a lot of people, and I read a lot of body languages as well. You have a calming effect on people. Is that natural on your part, or is it because you have created the awareness that you exude that kind of awareness? Out of the action is from your awareness of how you need to relate to other people.
Yeah, I think naturally anybody who does meditation regularly and makes it into a lifestyle, their mind becomes more calm and peaceful. Then that just reflects in the things you said, the way of speaking, the body language.
So you don't get irritated by drivers who honk you or get into your path? You don't get all that?
I believe that I hardly do. Yeah, actually I don't drive much in Istanbul.
That helps.
But I used to drive a lot. But I sometimes I feel a little bit frustrated about things, but I'm very good at making it small and finishing it.
So not focusing too much on it.
Yeah, I'm still on my journey, of course, as we all are. But yeah, the more you focus on owning your emotions rather than blaming others, the more you evolve emotionally and spiritually.
So you have to own your emotions.
You have to take responsibility.
Rather than pointing fingers.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are in Malaysia with invitation to do certain events or something?
Yes, in fact, the organization I'm with, which is called Brahma Kumaris.
Brahma Kumaris.
Yeah, they have branches all over Malaysia. And they've invited me for a series of lectures, workshops and seminars around the country.
I see.
So I'm here for this reason.
So this is open to public, or is it by by payment only, by certain fees?
Yeah, there is no charge for anything we do worldwide. So it's open to the general public.
Okay. So right now, I mean, we are in a world, materialistic world. I think everyone knows everyone's looking for money, wealth, and sometimes you forget that you have a health is in your wealth as well. Or your wealth is in your health as well. It should be the other way around, and also in your mind being at peace. So how do you? What advice do you give to people who are just looking for material wealth rather than your inner wealth?
Yeah. I'd like to share a slogan which I like very much, and that is that if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost.
I see.
Yeah.
Very deep.
Yeah, so I believe that that's where we have to start from, that even if we want wealth, which we need of course, but why do we want wealth? Because we want to be at peace, we want to be happy, we want to be comfortable.
So the purpose of wealth, you want to make wealth into something that you can do good for people, or just wealth for your own self-satisfaction?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. In fact, I see it as two things. One is the objective of life, and the other is the means to reach that objective. And everybody wants to be peaceful and happy and light. The means that we think are the means are education, wealth, and so on. But today, we see the means as the objective. And so we have forgotten the real purpose of the wealth, which is actually inner prosperity, good relationships.
A lot of saying goes that the end justify the means, which is you can do anything to reach whatever purpose. But a lot of people say, when I've reached the destination, this is not the destination what I was thinking that I wanted to reach. Right? So people get at this illusion.
Yeah.
Is it true, you think?
It's true, and I believe in the same context as what you mentioned, that what you do is not as important as your intention behind doing it. Now today people only pay attention to getting a result, but how did I reach that result? Which values did I use? Which energy did I use? That is going to have an effect upon me.
So the journey is important.
The journey is important. In fact, as they say that, for example, happiness is not is not the destination, but it's the journey towards the destination.
But a lot of people in a quagmire or in a state of confusion, they think the journey is everything. I mean, the destination is everything, because they can't take the journey behind it because a lot of challenges. How do you give these people advice? How to, like, you are a meditator, you were telling me. So you meditate along the way till you get peace of mind before you reach the journey or the destination. But a lot of people can't get a hold of themselves and they get lost. A lot of depression issues, people taking antidepressants, that causes health problems. So how do you see this, and what do you say to people who are in this situation?
The thing to do is to take care of the mind. You see, today, modern lifestyle, especially in big cities, it's very disrespectful to the mind. Now, the mind is a mechanism by which it works. Think of any machine you buy. With it you receive a user manual which tells you how to use that machine and how to look after it. So where is the user manual for the mind? What kind of thoughts are useful in the morning? How to make the mind feel peaceful? So my advice always is, start the day in the right way. Start the day with some silence. Experience the peace and silence which is at the very core of your consciousness. And if you do that, through the day, your mind can remain stable when there are challenges, when there are adversities.
So it's important the morning it starts with the right foot.
They say morning starts the day, and if a person is having a bad day, usually they say, I may have got out of the wrong side of the bed this morning, which is an indication. If I start the day well, it affects the rest of the day as well.
A lot of people, when they wake up, the first thing they reach for is the smartphone.
Indeed.
That has been the bane of society nowadays. So, I mean, some people do look at good messages, but some get the messages which are which can confuse the mind. What do you propose for these people? What should you be doing when you first open your eyes in the morning?
First, open our eyes, dwell in the thought, I am a peaceful being, I am a peaceful soul, just for a few moments. And if you're feeling a bit sleepy, it's important to be fresh. Go and wash your face, get fresh. Sit down somewhere in a chair, not on the bed, sit in a chair, maybe with some soft music, and just spend a few moments in silent reflection, experiencing, I am a peaceful soul.
Keep telling yourself that.
Well, not just telling yourself, but feel it, experience it. That's what we call as meditation.
So you are a meditator. Is meditation more linked to religion? Or, I mean, it's known to be a Hinduism or Hindu kind of a ritual. Is it true, or can anybody meditate?
I think in every religion there's different kinds of meditation, but also there are people who are non-religious who meditate. So it's not necessarily a religious practice.
Religious base,
but it's a return journey, and the word meditation, if I just may explain, it comes from the Latin word medere.
Medere?
And medere means to heal.
To heal.
So meditation is a kind of healing of the mind. Now a person may say, well, my mind is not sick, so I don't need meditation. But the reality is today, everyone is sick.
To some extent.
Well, compared to the truly healthy state of the soul, anger is considered an illness, ego is considered an illness, possessiveness is considered an illness. So meditation is a return journey back to true self-security, back to peace, back to balance. And that's why it's something I think it's very much needed in the world today.
What is your last parting words to our audience right now, watching? I mean, talking to you makes me calm. I think listening to your voice, is it something that inherent or something that you can build over time? What is your parting words to our audience?
Yeah, I would say that peace is inherent in every person, but it has to be watered. Those seeds
just a plant.
Yeah, those seeds of peace, those seeds of joy, seeds of love are there in the soul, but they need the water of attention. So when we pay attention to that, through the day, not just when you're sitting for meditation, but through the day, maintaining that awareness, I am a peaceful being, you're watering those seeds and bringing them out.
Well, I have to remember this when people cross my path today, honking me, unjustifiably. So right now, you are here to give certain lectures to, in where is the location?
Well, there are many of them. If I may just give a website, www.brahmakumaris.org.
The org.
And then from there you go to Malaysia, and then you see all the list of lectures and seminars, which is for the general public.
And Brahma Kumaris is headquartered in India?
The headquarters is in Mount Abu in India.
India.
And then there are about 8,000 branches in around 120 countries.
Oh, so it's run as an organization?
Yeah.
Is it like a non-profit organization?
Yeah, that's right. It's also an NGO affiliated to the UN.
Oh, I see.
Everything we offer is as a service, so there is no charge for any lecture, workshop, or
so
program.
you will go around under this umbrella?
Yeah, I get invited by our countries where we have centers in the world.
I need to teach myself to talk like you. I mean, the calming thing. Sometimes you get irritated by the environment, you know, unjustifiably, and then one thing leads to another, you get depressed. So I think that it is a self-fulfilling prophecy as well. Yeah? I think with that, thank you very much, Yogesh Sharda, for coming and enlightening us.
Thank you.
For the meditation, all that. I mean, we do sometimes meditate in our own way, and in other religions have their own ways of meditation. So with that, you need to plant your soul, you need to water it. Like Yogesh was saying, do not let it remain latent, let it water it and plant it. With that, I'm ending BERNAMA today. My name is Zaini Yuhi. Thank you.